Hi, this is Pete Madsen, and this is a lesson on the Big Bill Broonzy song Pig Meat Strut. Big Bill Broonzy is one of my favorite early blues players, and this is from his earlier recordings, late 1920s through the early 1930s. And originally this song was played with two guitars. There was a second guitar played by Frank Braswell, who was just doing a walking bass. Over Broonzy playing. Okay, so I'm going to teach three verses here. The first verse involves just your standard E chord. And you notice I'm just, three fingers making my E chord. I'm using my pinky to play melody notes. Broonzy may have played this chord with just two fingers. And that's totally up to you if you want to do it that way rather than fretting the fifth string. I think he may have only fretted the fourth string. Either way, it works to do that. This is alternating bass. So you're going between the 6th and 4th string on that E chord. And then the melody is all played on the first string, at least for the first verse here. So you're just kind of trying to align in the first four bars where that melody falls in relationship to the bass. Basically, it's a two-measure phrase: 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, and 3, 4. Okay, in the fifth bar, you're gonna move to an A7 chord. And Broonzy, it seems like he was actually just playing a single string bass rather than alternating for the A chord, for the 4 chord. But either way will work. Same melody underneath the A chord, the same as what was played underneath the E chord. The last 4 bars where a lot of the action is here. He does this single string run. And I don't think Broonzy played with a thumb pick. I think later he may have actually played with a flat pick. But I believe he probably played this finger style. But I'm going to use my thumb pick to play. Okay, so there's a lot going on in there. He's walking in basically to a B. That's the bass. Then he walks higher on the first string. And then basically what he's playing is you're playing through a E7 chord. It looks like a D7, but move 2 frets up. And then going down the strings after he plays that E7, open first string, second string, 2nd fret, and hammer on back to your E, and that's where you could actually still be doing the 2-fingered E if you wanted. And he's hammering on there on the 5th string, 1st to 2nd fret. So that last 4 bars real slow. 1, 2, 3. So here's that first verse again. Broonzy recorded this song a couple of times, and there's other versions of it where he actually plays that melody over the E chord on the 2nd string. back to the first string for the A chord. So just keep that in mind. The second verse here is kind of an amalgam of what Broonzy played. It's something I just kind of threw into the mix. He played a later song called Hey Hey that has a similar kind of feel to it. But let me play this first 8 bars of the second verse. Well, let me play the full verse. At the end, he plays that exact same riff that he played for the previous verse. But what's going on here is he's going into a version of E. It almost looks like an E minor. That's a bit of that little kind of lick you would play if you were playing a blues in E. Everybody kind of knows that lick. A little different though. So I'm sliding up on the 5th string with my first finger up to the 7th fret. And now my bass is going to alternate between the 6th and the 5th string. Okay, so sliding up, I put my ring finger on the 2nd string at the 8th fret and bend it just a little bit. Go up to the 9th fret on the 1st string. And then over the A chord, I'm going to do the same thing, but the bass will be played on the 5th and 4th string. So I'll slide up on the 4th string, back to the 5th, okay, so the next verse, the 3rd verse, is going to come up the neck a little bit. So I'm sliding up on the 4th string from the 2nd fret up to the 9th fret, and then I bar. If you're familiar with the caged ideas, this becomes a shortened version of a G-shaped chord. Ooh, that sounded bad. Okay, so, and I'm going to alternate my bass between the 6th and 4th string, so you're getting a higher note on the bass. And there's just these little runs that kind of fall under your fingers when you're in this shape. Your 12th fret on the 1st string, 10th, 9, 2nd string 12th, back to 9 on the 1st. I go back to the A chord from the previous verse. So I play that verse one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4. When you listen to Broonzy play this song on the the early recordings, it's really fast. In fact, sometimes I wonder if this wasn't sped up a little bit. That riff comes at you about that speed, and it's kind of hard to get down in your fingers, but had to practice that one a long time to get that down. The nice thing about it is it comes up in every verse, that little riff at the end. So good luck with it. Have fun, Pig Meat Strut. Listen to Big Bill Broonzy, one of my favorites. Thanks.